Anytime, Dave.
Hey, everybody. I didn't know we were starting. Sorry, I didn't know. Hey, everyone, welcome to another edition of the Bulk Crew podcast. I'm trying to update these goddamn lines as we're going to pick our games and we're going to change our luck around here, especially me. All three of us right now struggling, but we're going to change things around, just like we hope the Chargers change things around on Sunday when they take on the Chiefs. Again, it's a home game for the Chargers. We all know about different injuries. We'll update you on what's going on with the roster. We know Derwin James is out. A lot of people, not only Charger fans, are upset that Derwin James is out, guys, as we discussed it. They're really upset around the NFL that Derwin James is out because of the guy who levied the suspension against him. The fact that it's John Runyon, one of the dirtiest guys of all time, is, the one who decides that, hey, this guy needs to sit out a game. I mean, look at the clips of when Runyon played. It's insane, right? It's like Charles Manson decided if you're going to be guilty of a murder charge. It's absolutely crazy. So right now for the Chargers, we'll get into this game. Mario has a ton of stats of different things that are going on. Your comments are coming in. So here's the deal. We want you to subscribe and like to the show. Everything that happens and you guys support the show, it means a lot to us. I tell you what, let's start with some comments right now. Josh, I'll let you go first. Josh, by the way, is in Maryland today. Mario is in Washington, D.C. I'm in San Diego today. Was in L.A. for a nice Dodger win last night. But again, I'm the only one in Southern California today. Both of you guys are actually pretty close to each other, I think, miles-wise today. So,
Yeah.
not too bad. But any of the comments you want to jump to first, Josh?
Yeah, I'm not walking back anything, Mike. I'm not
What are you
walking
talking
back
about?
any conspiracy. Mike says you should walk back the lame conspiracy talk today. The delay in Rice's suspension is not favoritism. The league has always waited for legal process to end in non-domestic violence cases. Conversely, repeated on-field offenders like Derwin do get suspended immediately, just like at Kareem Jackson last year. Blaming Chiefs for conspiracies is weak. All right, let's dive into this then. How many games was Tyreek Hill suspended for? Right?
Yeah.
You're going to talk about suspensions. He says non-domestic violence cases. Rashee Rice 100% did it. And if you want to wait for the evidence, we'll wait on this then, Mike, to see how many games Rashee Rice sits out. Okay, we'll visit this back when that happens in 2025 when his trial's set. The Chiefs get handed a lot. And I'm not blaming the Chiefs for the Chargers' injuries because they have nothing to do with the Chargers' injuries, but I do want the rules to be the same across the board. And I'm not talking about the Chiefs at all. I'm talking about Derwin James's hit on the tight end for the Steelers. I understand that Derwin James has had a history of violent hits that have led to penalties. I don't agree with it. I don't agree that his hit was worse than what happened to Devontae Smith Jr., which didn't even receive a flag. Devontae Smith, if you didn't see it, didn't even have his helmet on. It took a helmet right to the face. I'll even go a step further. The hit that Christian Wilkins put on Rashawn Slater after the whistle in week 1 was 10 times worse than what Derwin James did. So if you guys want to draw a line in the sand and say this is worse than that, that's fine. But it has to be across the board, across the league, not just Derwin James. Guys that make hits on defenseless receivers or people laying on the ground need to serve suspension as well.
And I think you bring up a very good point where the NFL is, let's just be honest, has never been consistent with anything that they do when it comes to hitting, when it comes to, honestly, let's be honest, like domestic abuse, setting in rules that they want to implement into the league. They've just been very inconsistent. One example that's kind of coming in recently, besides the Derwin James incident, this hip tackle rule. I've seen hip tackles happen all across the past 3 weeks in the NFL. Have I seen it get called once? No, I have not seen it. Have guys complained about it? Yeah. They go, that's hip tackle. That's hip tackle. That's hip tackle. Yet there's no flag. The NFL just falls short, Dave, and taking the rules that they have and putting it out there and really making sure that it's followed. And it's always a blurry line, right? Like the late hits on quarterbacks. Late hit for quarterbacks, Tom Brady always got it. Always got it. I watched lots of Justin Fields tape. That dude would get smoked after a play. No flag. Inconsistent. I know superstars get what they want, but it's just the NFL, they're not always hitting the right ball every single time.
No, there's so many things that are ridiculous, right? When you look at professional sports, the NFL, there are a lot of things that you aren't going to sit there and point out that you missed, but you could call a flag on almost everything. And I can't just say just even the NFL. I mean, you see it all the time at every level of football, right? If you go to a high school football game, how many flags do you ever see thrown at a high school football game? Maybe a total of 4. I mean, you telling me those high school kids know the rules better than the NFL guys? I mean, the referees just aren't that great. They just don't call it. Well, in the NFL, They haven't figured this out, which we've talked about on this show. But these guys, meaning the referees, have other full-time jobs. So what these guys are, many times they're bankers, they're lawyers, they're doctors, and boom, they show up on Sunday and Monday night or Thursday night, and they call their games, and then they go back to their full-time jobs. The fact that this is a multi-billion-dollar league, and they don't have guys that are strictly just NFL referees, that's all you do. I mean, you could easily take guys and go, hey, guess what? We're taking this referee and we're sending him to Los Angeles to basically run the Chargers practice. And then on Sunday, we're going to shoot him out to Buffalo and he's going to do the Bills, Ravens, whatever. The fact that these guys aren't working 5 days a week only for the NFL and getting paid to sharpen their skills doesn't make any sense. And if these guys are spending the majority of their time as bankers or lawyers or whatever else, and then showing up and doing it to decide what the rules are going to be, it's all messed up. It's always a cheap way out. So Mario's 100% right. We've all seen it with Tom Brady. You don't have to be a Patriots fan to defend him to us, because there's nothing you could say that we're going to go, that's right. Now, look, if they're saying we got to keep the stars on the field, I understand why there's certain rules where they try and protect quarterbacks. But like you said, Mario, when you're a rookie quarterback like a Justin Fields with the Bears, you took a lot of hits. You know, I'm not a Cam Newton fan, as I've ripped him on this show many times. Cam Newton took a lot of hits, you know. I mean, there's things that happened to Cam Newton that never would have happened to Tom Brady. I will say this, Mike, since you're the one that brought it up. 2 things on this show. We have 2 rules. We never walk it back, and we never circle back. Okay?
Oh,
You understand? Those are our 2 rules. We never come back to it later on, and then we never apologize. That's not true. We do apologize. But at this time, man, I think you're wrong on this one. And this hip tackle thing, which is supposed to be the equivalent of a horse collar, that's the rule, so you don't fall on the back of a guy's legs. They haven't called that for anything. Jamar Chase completely cost the Bengals, you know, because he lost his mind. Because he's like, wait, that's the new rule. It just happened to me. By the way, I didn't think it happened to him on that play. But he thought it did. And he lost his mind, and Joe Burrow's trying to get him to control himself. And hey, the Bengals are in good shape. They're 0-3, so go ahead and lose your mind. It is very frustrating to these players when you go, hey, there are new rules. You've been playing this game your entire life, but these are the rules we're going to implement this year. It is amazing the NFL's been around 100 years, and at the same time that they have new rules coming into effect every single summer, right? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, they change it up all the time. I think one of the best things about baseball is that people hold the umpires accountable on Twitter, and it's not Major League Baseball that's doing it. It's the umpire scorecards that you get every game. A lot of us were watching the Dodgers and Padres last night. The home plate umpire was terrible. 80% accuracy on strikes. They should do this for the NFL. Hold these guys accountable. How do you have a billion-dollar league, multi-billion-dollar league, and you have these guys that are bankers, like Dave said, or they're working whatever kind of job, and they're refereeing very, very important games with lots of money on the line, but yet they can suck. And you can call a penalty on every single play. You can call holding on every play. You can call hands to the face on a lot of plays. A lot of things they let slide. The hip tackle that Mario brought up is a great point. But you need to hold these guys accountable because there's way too much on the line. Like star players, like gambling, like all of us spending our time watching these games. Get the calls right. That's all we want as fans. Just get the calls right.
in today's age, I don't think there is we haven't seen as much money as there is now in the NFL, whether it's through, the movie deal, not the movie deals, I'm sorry, the TV deals, the streaming deals, the gambling, and then fantasy football, and all the podcasts that kind of go around it, NFL films, yada, yada. The refs should not be part-time workers anymore. I understand they only work from September through February. If you're the best, you work through February. Yeah, if you're the best. Dude, then February through August, let's go through some training every single day. Let's watch some film. Let's get better. Let's have some, exercises that you have to do all the freaking time. I think just little stuff like that is huge. And I remember there's an Aussie insider that I work with, Jason Lockenfora, and that's all he complains about, like 90% of the time with the NFL. He goes, these guys, they're not full-time workers. They're the highest paid part-time workers I've ever seen. And yet they make mistakes constantly. So, and on top of this too, I think sometimes the NFL, they want to make it safe so they can say they care about player safety when, I just don't really believe that. Our season wouldn't keep getting extended if so, and we wouldn't play on fields with bad, grass that gets them hurt. But to do that, they put in rules that are just very hard to implement as well, which also puts them behind the 8 ball. So the NFL falls short, just like I do in the bedroom.
All right. What's funny is I'm thinking right now, I've seen the picture where Mario's parents' house, where his little nephews are watching this show on the big screen. I'm thinking right now, what are your nephews thinking? Like, what the hell does that mean, Grandma? What did he just say?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's funny because they're telling their friends at school, like their teachers, like, my uncle's on TV. Where's your uncle though? It's like,
there you go.
All right, sweetheart.
You know what's funny? Because look, all three of us, and I'm sure most of the people that are watching this right now or listening to this right now, they're fans of the three leagues. I mean, they're fans of the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball, and there's damages in all of them, right? Yeah. The one thing that baseball was late to get to was using video to correct things. I mean, in the last few years, you could sit there and they review it, and the old school guys. Oh, I like to see them get the call wrong and see the managers get kicked out of a game. That's a ridiculous notion. The guy's making millions of dollars. Shohei's making $700 million. The fact that it's okay to get the call wrong is right. See right here, LS says, time to go to AI as far as umpiring goes. Couldn't agree more. I mean, it's crazy as hell that Josh is in Maryland watching the Dodger Padre game, and he can tell you it's a strike, but the people at Dodger Stadium can't tell you it's a strike. It doesn't make any sense. In the NBA, they have the deal where you could hear what's going on, and they review it, and you're watching the referee, and he has the camera on him. It takes way too long. It is insane how long it takes, to the point where I think these referees just like the camera time. They look like the little kids back in the day at Circuit City who see that little camcorder that see themselves on the screen, and they're sitting there watching themselves on TV. It's insane. It just takes way too long. The end of an NBA game kills it. The NFL, it still takes way too long. I'm sorry. It's absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense that so many of these official calls are messed up. And going back to what you guys said, not to beat a dead horse, which is a weird saying, but it's one of those things where you're sitting there going, there is too much money, and it is fantasy football, and it is gambling, and it is your heart and soul that goes into your favorite team when you get it wrong. It's extremely frustrating. The fact that, talk about protecting, that Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers lied about game one in fantasy football for everyone else that got screwed, considering they played the last game of the week. Guess what? People put money into these fantasy football basically pools. I know a guy that drafted Christian McCaffrey in the first round. He was extremely upset. Now he's 0-3 and hasn't rebounded. Yeah, that guy is me. I'm that guy. All right? Like, my fantasy football season seems over on September 26th. Very, very frustrating. But the NFL, again, if it wasn't the 49ers and it wasn't Christian McCaffrey, I imagine there would have been a pretty good fine coming to another team that pulled that move.
It's crap. It's crap. That's just another example of a team I feel like can get away with things that other teams can't. If the Chargers were to do that, somebody would be executed. Like, that's just where it is right now. All right, we're gonna get to a super chat. It comes from AK499. It says, Uncle Dave. When did you become Uncle Dave?
I don't
know.
Lot
of people call you Uncle, by the way.
I know. All of a sudden, that's my thing.
Yeah, you're. You should be like Snoop Dogg. Just call everybody nephew.
Yeah.
Uncle Dave. Yeah. Uncle Dave, Mario, Josh. There's the narrative. Chargers cannot beat the Chiefs with Harbaugh or without Herbert. 0-4 versus Mahomes at SoFi. Herbie is a go. So then I'll parlay it with the next one. It's 199 from AK again. It says, let's go, $10 incoming. Why Herbie will play. So I'll just go to what he says first. Herbert sounds like he's going to play. And we talked about this on the last show. Do you guys agree with this? Justin Herbert basically said that it's going in the right direction for him to play in this game. Chargers have a bye week next week. Do you guys still stand on your opinion from last show? Herbert should sit out. Mario.
So I was talking about this actually yesterday with someone, and they're like, would you want him to play? Is this like, I guess, the injury to watch, if you will? And I go, honestly, I'm more worried about the O-line and all the injuries that are happening there. Because right now it looks like Joe Alt will officially be out, not play this week. So there goes a tackle. Looks like Rashawn Slater's questionable. He'll probably not play in this game. Our backup to him, Trey Pipkins, hurt his finger. He's even questionable for this game. Our O-line is so just absolutely decimated. And then we're going to put our franchise quarterback, who, yes, he is progressing. He did 7-on-7 yesterday. I understand that he's a hard-ass guy and, he can play through anything. But we're putting him behind a O-line that is just absolutely not even close to where it should be against a defensive front that's pretty damn good. It can get after the quarterback. We don't have, everything we need to make sure our guy's going to be okay. It's hard for me to say I don't want him to play because I do want him to, because I want him to win. But at the same time, Dave, I'm just like, it's week 4. Bye weeks next week. Maybe hold off. But again, I also understand if I'm Harbaugh, I want a statement win. If I'm Herbert, I haven't beaten the Chiefs in a fat minute, and I need to win.
All right. I've changed my opinion on this one right here. I'm going with what Jim Harbaugh did last week, and I know it wasn't popular with a lot of people, where he said he's going to play until he limps. I feel the exact same way about this game, and not just because it's a home game and a lot of people are new Charger season ticket holders. I don't care about that. Guess what? Shocking. The Spanishes don't share that money with me. Okay. That's not the point. The point is, to me, is Justin Herbert showing the other guys, if I can do it, you should get your ass out there too. That's how I feel. Like, I would have a hard time not getting dressed and look at Khalil Mack getting dressed. Does that make any sense to you? Like, this guy right here has been in the league a long time. He knows the odds are stacked against us. Guess what Khalil Mack and I are doing on Saturday night? Khalil Mack and I are going to watch the movie 300. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get fired up. We're going to take the field. We're going to get dressed, and we're going to Spartan kick Travis Kelce's ass right in that big hole. That's what we're doing. We're getting fired up. We're going to compete because that's what we get paid to do, and that's what we live to do. We get paid to compete, and we live to compete, and that's why we play this game. And so overall, I'm all for Justin Herbert playing. I understand things might not go well. Guess what? You can always pull them out. Now, if something, catastrophic happens, you guys can all yell at me in the post-game show. But I think it says a lot to this organization that is known as soft, and we've been soft for a number of years, and we draft guys that are soft with excuses. Nothing against Keenan Allen. All of us love Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was soft. Joey Bosa soft. LaDainian Tomlinson, I hate to say it, man, one of the all-time Charger favorites in the AFC Championship game, going all the way back to 2007. When he got hurt, he sat on the sideline with that stupid visor with his coat over his shoulders, and he cried like a bitch, while Phillip Rivers, who tore his ACL, guess what, competed. And again, LaDainian Tomlinson could have been hurt, but he could have got up on the sideline, and you could help the next guy of what he sees. Anything to do to show he's all in. And the Chargers organization is always seems the guys that take the shortcut. So I'm all for what exactly is going on with, hey, Justin Herbert's going to play as long as he says he's going to play. So hats off to him, and he's another reason why I would say you go buy that number 10 jersey if you're looking for a jersey to buy. I think we got a huge super chat that just came in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. Before we get to that one, I'm going to get to AKs before I say what I'm going to say about Justin Herbert. Okay. This game is huge for the franchise, for the quarterback, for the coach. First place is on the line. You cannot go 2 games back. You have a chance at home, and my coach came to LA for this game. My quarterback is going to play. I'm kind of with Dave on this, so I guess I'm changing my tune a little bit. I do want Justin Herbert to play because you have the best chance at winning, but I know it's probably not smart for him to play if we have no offensive lineman that we can rely on. And right now we are at the point as Charger fans, if the tackles aren't playing, who are you going to rely on to consistently block for Herbert? I mean, the interior offensive line has been a struggle so far. Trey Pipkins hurting his finger, not being able to play.
Oh my God!
When Justin Herbert has a high ankle sprain, and he's going to get out there and take some hits from Chris Jones and all these other guys. It's crazy. Like,
why would you even tell people that? Hey Trey, was it this one? Was it this one you hurt? Huh? Which one was it?
I actually think it was his middle finger.
Jesus.
Actually, no, it's his index. I think. I'll
wrap it up, man.
It's embarrassing. My eyelid hurts. I can't go.
Yeah. What the hell's going on? Like, dude, that's one of those situations, Mario, where if you're Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz, you're like, this is not a guy that we want on our team. We're trying to build a tough team. I'm with Dave, though. If you're going to build a tough team and your quarterback's going to get out there and play, it sends a message to the rest of the team that you can't just take games off. The Joey Bosa situation, I'm over it. I still stand what I said last show. I'm over Joey Bosa. Let's move forward with other people. Tooley seems like a guy that's going to do everything in his power to get out there. We know Khalil Mack's going to play. Justin Herbert, if he plays, I'm all for it, but I'm also, if we fall behind a little bit, take him out of the game because you don't want him to take hits at the end of the game and get hurt worse.
Building on top of that, too, I think that's the direction this is likely going to go as well. Like, I think it's going to go where they're going to hit Sunday, and it's going to be, Herbert, how do you feel? Can you go? All right, we're just going to play until you limp and then, go out. Like, that's just how it's going to be. And I can't believe I'm saying this. AK kind of is onto something of this is a statement game. This is the first time you face the top dog. This is a statement of the new era of the Los Angeles Chargers. We are here to beat you. We are not here to be the little brother anymore. We hit puberty. We got Jim Harbaugh. We're here to punch you in the mouth. Like, here we freaking go. And I think that message wants to be said by Harbaugh, Greg Roman, Jesse Minter, Justin Herbert, Khalil Mack. They all want to say that message. And what a win it would be to beat this many guys out and having a guy suspended, and yet you still beat the reigning, defending back-to-back Super Bowl champs. That'd be a big, big message.
Yeah. No. Andrew says she already has her Justin Herbert jersey. That's why you're the smartest person on the show. You already have one. You're ahead of the game. Everyone else, you go out and buy yourself a Justin Herbert jersey. You gonna read that super chat?
Yeah, I'm going to read the super chat. Before I read the super chat, I want to tell everybody that I created the Twitter. A lot of you guys followed, which I really appreciate. It's at Bolt Crew Pod on Twitter. I will follow you right back. We'll message you guys. All three of us have access to that account, so all three of us will be messaging you guys, and we want to interact. I want to do a giveaway at the end of the season for all the followers. Dave Marr and I will decide what the giveaway is, probably a jersey. We'll go to Young West chat first. It says, if they let Herbert, $5 from Young West, if they let Herbert play, are we going to question Jim Harbaugh knowing our tackles are out and one more loss ain't the end of our season? Yeah, I will. I'm one of those fans where I'm going to say, why did you do that? But then I'm the one that also said that maybe he should play. That's what you do as fans. If he does get hurt, obviously a lot of people are going to be upset. I don't like the whole if he limps thing. I think you should go off the score. If he's walking fine, but you're getting your butt kicked, you probably just take him out of the game. Daniel McCamish had a comment too before we get to Blazes. Sorry about this. It says, Josh, with your experience as quarterback for a high-level program, how would you expect the Chargers with an injured quarterback and shuffled O-line to neutralize the Chiefs' pass rush this week? It's a great question. So the issue that the Chargers have is that the receivers aren't the best at getting separation. So it kind of ruins your game plan if you're trying to protect Justin Herbert more. Obviously, you want your offensive line to block, but I would bring in a guy maybe like Scott Madlock at fullback to just handle a pass rush. If there's a guy that comes through, he can step up and put his hands on him, and also keep Will Disley in there as much as you can. To some degree, he is like another offensive lineman. That's how good he is at blocking. If you can have Will Disley and Scott Madlock in there as much as possible, it would be great. This is a game where you need Ladd McConkey to get open, QJ to get open, and maybe some easier throws for Justin Herbert. If you're the Chiefs, I'm bringing the house, and I'm going man for man on the outside, saying, can you guys get open? Can you create separation? That's what I would do if I was the Chiefs.
Josh, building on top of that, I would run so many plays where, like, the obviously passing situations that you're in, the only guy to have in the backfield with Herbert would be Matlock or Disley, and I would put him right next to him. I'm just going to go, this is what we're doing. Everyone knows it's 3rd and 8. Everyone in the freaking world knows we're passing. Might as well just add an extra lineman in there when we can. Like, I don't give a flying F. Like, might as well.
Who's the offensive coordinator the Chargers had? You guys are going to know that. The fans will know this. Who is the guy that we'd have calling plays? It would be like a 3rd and 8, and the Chargers would do a play action pass, and I'd be like, "What the hell?"
Cam Cameron.
I don't know if it was Cam Cameron, but those things drive me crazy. Like Mario said, if everybody in the world knows you're passing, why not just get the protection in there? We know there's no threat of a run. Get Madlock's big ass in there. Get Disley's ass in there, and protect Justin Herbert. I don't know how you don't do that in this game. How is Scott Madlock and Will Disley not in on almost every play?
Dude, the way you guys have it set up, it almost sounds like it's going to look like the Chargers are punting. You know what I mean? You're going to have the two guys standing. It's going to – I'm not saying you're wrong. You got to protect Justin Herbert. I mean, what are you going to do? Run the Statue of Liberty, for Christ's sakes? What are your options on this thing? I mean, you're thinking in your mind, get the ball out of his hand as fast as possible, which is a lot of slants, quick passes. But guess what? If you're stacking everyone up, what I would do, what Josh just said he thinks the Chiefs are going to do, that's almost impossible. Guess what? Those aren't going to be options. They aren't going to be available. So this could be the QJ game. Like, can you run past that cornerback? Can you do it? Can we run the ball enough where they keep creeping up, and then all of a sudden we say, well, we need you to run by the cornerback on a one-on-one? Can you do it? Can you catch the ball once he throws it to you? But you gotta end the game if you aren't going to win it on that scoreboard. And I tell you what, even a win is not worth losing Justin Herbert for the season. Mm-hmm. But can you win the game running the ball. You count a lot of 3 and outs and try and hopefully get your scores here and there. By the way, I don't think if this was Harbaugh's year 3 with the team, I don't think Justin Herbert would be playing at all. I think right now he's just trying to establish a culture of this locker room. And I think he knows he has a lot of guys that are extremely soft in there. I hate to say it's a huge wake-up call to a coach when you realize I got a bunch of guys that should be on the sideline wearing summer dresses.
How does Trey Pipkins say that out loud? He has a hurt finger. I'm still hung up on that whole thing. Blaze Gaspari says, and Blaze is in our fantasy league. He says $49.99. So, wow, I'm super appreciative.
Yeah, not pesos this time.
What happened?
Not pesos this time. We didn't fall for it this time.
Yeah, not pesos. He says, hypothetically, you have 100 to 200,000 in Justin Herbert rookie cards. Do you take the 25% loss right now and sell, or do you ride the full wave and see what happens next? Don't ask who the investor is. Best show around. Did you hold on? Why would you take a loss right now? I'm all in on Justin Herbert's future. I think you hold on. You don't take a loss.
Yeah, hold on to that. I'd hold that until he retires.
Okay, so here's the deal. I disagree with both you guys here. All right, Blaze, this is what I would do. All right. Okay. I'm not being a smart ass on this, Blaze. I'm going to tell you from experience. I used to own a card shop, believe it or not. Back in the day, I owned a card shop like a long time ago, like 25 years ago. Longer than that even. And when you look at sports cards, from just my opinion, and still have some baseball cards are still worth the most. Everyone always thinks, the popularity of the NFL, it's not. Baseball cards are worth the most. The hardest thing is those cards are only worth something if you can find a buyer. If you can actually find a buyer, I would sell those cards. I understand it's a 25% loss. There's no guarantee. Even if you hold on to them, you're going to be able to find a buyer down the line. But if someone's willing to make an offer now, take the cash. Go invest it in Amazon.com or something.
Don't they like fluctuate too? Like, isn't there like weird moments where cards are like a lot and then they kind of go back down? Am I way off?
Yeah. I would. My opinion is I'd make the move now, but that's just me. So anyway, the only worth something if somebody's willing to pay for them.
Actually, Blaze, this is what you should do. All right, I'm about to go a little fourth wall here. You look at the cards and you look to see if there's any mobsters, wanted criminals in the background, anything like that, or if there isn't one, you try to AI it in the background, and then that like triples the net worth of it. That's happened like to multiple cards, by the way. That's that's a real story. So maybe you just do that. So go for that.
There you go. Good luck to you. Please appreciate the super chat.
Yeah, thank you so much. The next one comes from Ryan Culpepper, $10. It says, what's the Joey contract situation next year? If we let him walk, will we be paying him anything to eat cereal on his couch? If you keep Joey Bosa, I believe he makes $12 million as a bonus next year on the first day of the season. I let him walk, man. I don't care if I'm paying him or not. He's not a good culture guy. I want to see how he finishes out the season. If he continues to sit out games and he's not there consistently, I don't know how you justify bringing him back next year. It was really hard for me to justify as a fan that you brought him back this year. If he does this crap again, I don't think there's any way you bring him back for next season.
I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. I would not be surprised. With his injury history, where he's at financially and his health and, in the interviews he's done, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just like, you know what, it's time to kind of call it. I think he's just at the point, man, where his body's giving out on him, and it's really sad to see. He was a great football player, but it's one of those things. But honestly, that's way down the road, man. I'm worried about week 4 right now.
Dude, he is what we thought he was. I'll say it again. I'll steal Denny Green's line. He is what we thought he was. Look, I'm sorry Jim Harbaugh was the last one to figure it out. Everyone thinks they can change something. Look, here's the deal. It's like dating a stripper, man. She looks great and smells good. But guess what? After a while, it turns into a lot of headaches, and that's what Joey Bosa is. He's that hot stripper that you think, I'm going to change that girl's life. Guess what? You couldn't change this girl's life. This girl is the same girl that sits there and doesn't play through injuries, the same one that puts on that T-shirt as fast as it can, the same one that eats Raisin Bran in the box. Go ahead and retire. Guess what? He retired 4 years ago. He did. He's been stealing checks. Go ahead and try and trade him. He's worth nothing to us right now. And don't say when he's healthy. BS. I don't buy any of that healthy stuff. He's the kind of punk that will retire and then come out of retirement to play for a different contender. That's the kind of guy he is. So see you later. I'm sorry. We all knew what he was. I got news. Joey Bosa retired basically the first year they moved to LA. That's when he started. That's when he changed. His complaining. I was around it. I saw it. He was the first guy out of the locker room every day. He was the guy that complained every day like he hated the job. He doesn't want to be there. It's the Chargers' fault for paying him all that money. It's Jim Harbaugh's fault for believing he could fix it. I'm sorry. Guess what? Another stripper that you couldn't fix. Might have a meth problem. That's what the strippers have. I'm not saying Joey's a drug guy, but my point is Joey doesn't care and you can't fix it. Doesn't matter how good he or she looks. Do you understand? And that's where we're stuck. We're fools for believing we could believe it. We are Charlie Brown trying to kick that damn football. Stupid. We are dumb for believing it's a different Joe Bosa because we got a new head coach. Joe Ortiz, what is wrong with you? Do your goddamn homework. And by the way, while we're at it, someone wrote, what the hell is wrong with you guys promoting Justin Herbert? He's been a disappointment too. Not Justin Herbert, Ben Herbert. He's been a big disappointment. We have injuries all over the place. Tough guy. You know? So what's the deal? I don't know. It's Ben Herbert's fault. I don't think it's Ben Herbert's fault. It's just what this organization's always done. We get hurt all the time. All the time.
Yeah. I can't believe you just said you can't turn a hoe into a housewife and refer to Joey Bosa on the show.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, but I went bad, and it went bad.
I don't know why you brought up meth. He brought up meth out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Well,
we need to stay monetized.
I'm not
brother.
saying Joey. The strippers. A lot of times. I don't know.
You watching Breaking Bad?
Strippers.
What do you think?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Those girls smell great with the vanilla and the obviously.
Have you been listening to Future's like heartbreak albums?
No, I've not. I do like.
He's been married for 31 years. I don't know where this is coming from.
Yeah.
Eric Valencia, $10 says, I still believe Harbaugh and Minter have a plan and will not let the Chiefs win easy. Bolt up, baby. If there's one person I believe in right now, besides Jim Harbaugh, it's Jesse Minter. I love Jesse Minter. Defense has been great. I have all the faith in the world he's going to slow down the Chiefs, who have already been slowed down, Mario. If you look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers, they're almost equivalent to Daniel Jones. I think Brandon Aubrey, the kicker for the Cowboys, has more fantasy points than Patrick Mahomes does. It's unbelievable.
It's awesome.
All right, look, yeah, I like this. So let's dive into this a little bit because the Chiefs are like I'd say a bulletproof team this year. Like it's not like they've came off this back-to-back Super Bowls and they've came in and it was like I'm trying to think of I think it was Pats in 17, right? When they had that hot start and like, all right, it's over. I believe they got Josh Gordon like mid-year and you're like, okay, it's over. Like this team looks incredible. It's not that, right? You said it. Mahomes hasn't looked good. Already 4 picks this year. He's turned over the ball a lot. Kelsey, Todd McShay said this on the Ryan Masillo podcast, and it's caught a lot of traction. And I've honestly agreed with everything he said. Travis Kelsey just looks out of shape. Like he's playing himself into shape. And he's 34 years old. And you can't be 34 years old and come to this season out of shape. It's just, you can't do it. I don't blame him. He's making millions of dollars. He's dating the most famous person on the planet. I'd be out of shape too. I'd probably have an addiction too as well, if we're just being honest. Like I'd be partying my ass off. So I don't blame the guy at all. But this team's not what they're not invincible at all. You look at offensively, they're 12th in passing EPA. They're, 13th in net. They're 8th in points per game, but that also goes against defenses that aren't the best. They're 12th in passing yards per game. Again, not like it's good, but like it's not like what you think for the Chiefs. 15th in rushing yards per game, like very just middle. Then you're like, all right, maybe the defense is stepping up and just causing the havoc. Not really. They're 22 in yards allowed per play. So you're going to get a lot of yards on them every time you hike the freaking football. And then you go, all right, well, they're 13th against the run. That's not the best. It's not great, though. They're 28th in passing yards allowed. So, like, their secondary is not, like, making it hell for absolutely everyone. This team has holes. And if there's anyone that can expose these holes, it's Harbaugh, it's Jesse Minter, and it's Greg Roman. Now, can they do it with the weapons and people that are healthy? We shall see. And, let's be honest, guys. Andy Reid has won 5 straight games against us, and he's 17-5 against the Chargers. Mahomes is 8-2 straight up versus the Bolts. I'm done talking. Those last stats kick me in the nuts. But I'm saying, Dave, is that this team's not Thanos. There's some weaknesses in there.
Here's the deal. I mean, you just said Andy Reid is a huge plus, right? We talk about it all the time. He's one of the best, if not the best coach in the NFL. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's outstanding at what he does. He still manages to come up with plays that you watch Chiefs games and go, I've never seen that before. Like, that's outstanding. If I was a high school football coach, I'd literally steal stuff from Andy Reid. He just does stuff that's incredible, especially in the red zone. Travis Kelce's always been, the big weapon for the Chiefs. Guess what? He doesn't look great. I agree with McShay. All of a sudden, he does look old. I don't know if he's out of shape or if it's his lifestyle or the $100 million podcast he's doing with his brother, but Travis Kelce doesn't look the same. I mean, Mark Andrews over there in Baltimore doesn't look the same either. He was only targeted one time against the Cowboys, and you're like, these are supposed to be two of the best tight ends in the league. We talk about how the tight end position separates a lot of NFL teams. Maybe Kelce's problem is when he makes that Costco run, he's buying 48 condoms and 3 cases of Gatorade every week, and that's about it. Maybe that's all he's doing. Maybe that's what he's doing. Hips don't lie. That's about where Travis Kelce might be right now, and that's what's most important. Hey, he has a bunch of rings. And guess what? Not all of them are fit for his finger, if you know what I mean. So Travis Kelce, good luck to you. I just hope it doesn't happen on Sunday.
Wow.
I clicked in on Mario.
Yeah, I clicked. It took me a minute.
AK199 says, my prediction, Minter will make it a bloodbath game. I hope so. Mario, do you know what the over-under is on this game?
39.5 last time I checked. Yep, still 39.5.
Seems high. I feel like this game is going to be more of a defensive battle, if anything.
Yes.
Do you guys mind if I just roll through these real quick? 499 from AK says, my prediction, Minter will force the refs, throw the flags. He will turn this game into a hard-hitting game from the opening snap. Do you believe that the Chargers are going to make this a defensive battle, Mario?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that from the jump, but at the same time, if I'm the Chiefs, let me start here. My worry is that what happened against the Steelers will happen against the Chiefs, right? Where the defense in the first half looked very, very good, and it came out strong. And I think they were getting the best of the Steelers' offense, but in the second half, the defense was just tired, right? Like they were just constantly on the field, and they were having to lift up the offense. And at some point, they just broke. And then breaking, the Steelers' offense kind of took over and, played really well. That's very possible to happen in this game against Mahomes. It's the defense is going to have to be leaned on a lot and bend, but don't break. If they break, we're done, Dave. I mean, we can kiss this whole thing goodbye. So it's going to be a big point of emphasis, I think, if I'm Harbaugh. And hey, we can't let up in the second half because the offense is going to take a massive dip, more of a dip than it did last week.
I don't know if you guys can pull this one. Let's see if I can figure this out. Did I do it? Joshua says right here, Vrabel is able to get a 1 seed with less talent than the Chargers have right now. I agree with that. But guess what? They had Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry wears the defense down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big damn difference. I mean, nothing against what the Chargers have, but Derrick Henry is a whole different deal. It's like driving a truck through the defensive line on a regular basis. Guys get worn down, especially when Derrick Henry was never getting worn down. But come playoff time, Vrabel blew that number 1 seed right away to the Bengals at home. It didn't work out. He didn't have enough talent around him. It's one of those things where guys were excited and we're a little frustrated, obviously, what's happened. I'm going to throw this one at you guys, too, if I can get it show up on the screen. Did I do this the right one? Do you guys think Gilman and Jefferson have to have the game of their lives to win against KC? Dude, I'm looking forward to Tony Jefferson to see what happens. Tony Jefferson, man, he might be not as physically the same guy as far as fast and be able to react what his eyes and brain see, but I think he will help that defense out. If we get Tony Jefferson as an active player on that field, I think he's kind of like having a coach on the field. Like we said, there's a reason why he's out there. And if he can direct traffic a little bit better to what's happening before the play is called, that's a tremendous asset and something the Chargers are going to need in this game.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see Tony play. He's a guy that showed up in the preseason. He's been around the league for a long time. I'm confident in the defense, Mario. Crazy going into a game against Patrick Mahomes. But when you see what Mahomes and Kelce have been so far, I don't think you're scared as you usually are. I think Patrick Mahomes has regressed a little bit. And I think the Chiefs' offense is actually boring. How about that? When you watch a Chiefs game, they're one of the most boring teams in the NFL. The most boring 3-0 team in the league, for sure.
Maybe it's the Matt Nagy effect finally coming in. Stay tuned. I would say to this, Demetrius, by the way, I don't think Gilman and Tony Jefferson have to have the game of their lives to win this game because, like you said, like the drop off in the Kansas City offense, it's just not what it used to be. Kelsey's not who he usually is. I've said it again, like Mahomes is just not who he is currently. I think the unit that has to have the game of their lives is the O-line. They have to have an outer body experience like this weekend for the Chargers to win this game. Like it's all the O-line that has to play above their abilities and play above and beyond for the Chargers to get this W. I think the defense just needs to hold strong. They hold strong. The O-line comes out and produces, and we can establish the run. We can give Herbert or Heineke, as much time as they need to make the throws and for the receivers to get separation. That's how they win this game. The secondary, just do what you usually do. Mahomes is going to give you a pick because he's done it all, throughout this year so far. Just take advantage of it.
All right. Last one. Sorry. Comes from Young West. $5 says that Dave Rant deserved $50, but I'm on a damn budget, unlike Bosa.
Funny. I like that.
All right. Do you guys want to? Is there any more comments? Do you guys want to start picking some games?
We can pick some. We can pick some games. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the person that just wrote it too, but I saw it. It said that Andy Reid's overrated. Look what he did with McNabb. He took McNabb, and the Eagles went to 3 straight NFC Championship games. If anything, it shows that McNabb was overrated. McNabb was overrated. Andy Reid got the most out of him. I disagree with that. You ask any Philadelphia fan, would they have loved to have Andy Reid stay there for life? 100% they would. I mean, McNabb was nothing after Andy Reid.
Who commented that? Terrible, terrible take. Holy hell, bad take.
I can't find it. First of all, help if I could read it, if I could read the side, but yeah.
He saved Alex Smith's career. Sorry.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
God, what a bad take, dude. Hang that one up at the Raptors.
All right, let's pick the games. We're going to get back on track again. I'm losing overall for the season. I'm 21. Excuse me. I wish I was 21. I'm 19-29. Josh and Mario 21-27. Again, this is where we start picking up because I think we start figuring this thing out. So let's start this thing off with the Thursday night game. You have the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. Cowboys are favored by 5 in this game. One of you guys go first.
You go, Mario.
Wait. We're starting with I hate this game so much. I don't want to touch it at all. I think I'm gonna bet Malik Neighbors score a touchdown though. I hate Dallas so much. McCarthy, you fat lord. Not fat lord. He's a healthy man. Give me the Dak dominates the Giants though. The Cowboys. I hate you, Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys too. Josh, what do you say?
Going Cowboys. I think Malik Neighbors, by the way, already top 10 receiver in the league.
He's so good.
Looks pretty damn good, doesn't he?
Really good.
All right, next up on the schedule, you have the Jets. They're at home. They're favored by 7.5 against the Broncos. Broncos look like a different team this past week.
Broncos lost their leading tackler for the season. Alex Highsmith is out for the year. I like the Jets cover.
I'm scared that I'm gonna get absolutely bent over by the hook with 7.5, so I'm gonna take the Broncos to cover. I think they can keep it a little bit close in that game.
All right, I'm gonna go Jets. This is one of those payback games. Aaron Rodgers looks out for his guy, right? Looks out for Hackett here. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good point.
I didn't think about that.
You want to change it, Mario?
No, I still stand by it because Hackett's still calling those plays.
All right, next one. Falcons at home. Falcons are favored by 1.5 over the Saints. A week ago, everybody was in love with the Saints. I'll go first in this one. I have no idea what direction to go, but I always go everything against Atlanta because it just never works for me. I recommend you guys go opposite. I'm going Saints.
Going Saints as well.
We're all going to margin, baby. Throw us some beads and we'll flash you.
Here we go. Bengals favored by 4.5 over the Panthers. Panthers win their first game impressively over the Raiders. Adam Thielen's gone for a while, though. Who's the weapons for the Panthers? I'll go first just because I think the Bengals finally get a win, and I think they win in great form. I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Bengals. The narrative around Joe Burrow that some people are tired of him because he's losing, and you said you can't have the Eminem hair if you're losing. Just funny to me. I think the Bengals win and cover.
Yeah, I think it's the Bengals go off game. Jamar Chase gets the end zone. T. Higgins, it's just a party in the end zone. They need a statement when they need this badly. But Zach Taylor is on an incredibly hot seat right now.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Zach Taylor gets blown out if they happen to lose this game? If you saw the game where the Bengals lost to the Commanders, you saw Joe Burrow pull Zach Taylor into a room before he went into the locker room. Basically, they said it was not good. I mean, Joe Burrow runs that organization right now. You know, it's his call on who his coach is going to be, but the Bengals have underachieved. I think on the defensive side, I think it's more the front office. But either way, you go 0-4 and you lose to the Panthers, I think Zach Taylor's gone.
On top of that, too, key thing to remember is the Bengals owner is a cheap
Really
man. Really cheap. So like, just something to keep in mind too with where that franchise is going.
Exactly. You know, the Bengals could be one of those teams you start looking for trade partners if you think you can get some of their guys on the offensive side. Steelers favored by 1.5 over the Colts. This game's in Indianapolis. You guys want to go first?
Steelers, I think the best defense in the NFL. Anthony Richardson turns it all over all the time. I got Steelers.
Wow, I'm with you. I like the Steelers a lot in this game. AR versus Mike Tomlin. Okay.
All right, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going Steelers as well. Next game up on the schedule, I'm gonna make the pick for Mario for him. Okay, it's the Packers favored by 2.5 over the Vikes, and I know Mario. He's gonna pick the Packers. Am I right, Mario?
I hate you because I probably, if it gets to 3, I'm taking Vikings, but it's at 2.5 right now, which is just so freaking annoying. I'm probably taking Packers, yeah, because Jordan Love's gonna start. And LaFleur,
Packers, no matter what.
I know, but dude, LaFleur, this is like this. Could be Coach of the Year game, actually, if you really think about it. You know what I mean? They're both going for it. LaFleur, how good they looked without Love, and then Kevin O'Connell like just revived Sam Darnold. It could be Coach of the Year game.
Josh, what do you say?
Packers defense is really good. Vikings defense is really good. I'm going to go Packers. I think they have the better team. The Sam Darnold magic has to run out eventually.
At some point, right?
Yeah, I'm going Packers.
I'm going Packers as well. I'm just laughing because Mario hates the Packers more than anything on the planet, yet he picks them every week. It's
because I've been there before, dude. I've been there before where every time I think they lose, they laugh in my face.
Next up, Philadelphia Eagles. They're on the road, but they're favored by 2.5 at Tampa Bay. Kind of a tough game to me to pick. Buccaneers surprising loss last week.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa, man. I think the Eagles are bad. I think the Eagles are like not a good football team at all, and I think the Bucs just had a bad week. I'm going the Buccaneers.
Do you think the Eagles could get revenge at all for the playoff loss last year? You think? I tell you what, little Saint Nick is definitely having that score posted all around that locker room. That being said, he craps down his leg, and I'll take the Bucs.
He loses a lot of games. Like
He
Nick
does.
Sirianni loses a lot of games at the end. I already said my opinion.
Honestly, for having a loaded roster, what the Eagles are doing is insane. Like, I don't know how the Eagles aren't changing coaches now.
Vrabel.
This team doesn't follow what he does. That is a loaded roster, and they stink.
Dude, give me Vrabel with those mean Georgia defensive linemen. Like that team could eat.
Jesus Christ, dude.
No kidding. Right? I mean, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's weird.
AJ Brown reunited.
Yeah. It is very, very strange.
By the way, Brown, Smith are probably not going to play in this game either.
Wow. All right. I got Buccaneers with you guys, by the way. Here's a game I would bet a lot. This would be one of those games I would bet. And again, I'm the last guy to listen to, but it's the Texans favored by 4.5 over Jacksonville. I understand it's teams inside the division. At the same time, Texans embarrassing game last week. They're at home. I think the Texans win this game, win it by a lot.
I'll make a prediction. I think the Texans win and cover. Then I'm going to steal what I think it was Demetrius said. He said that Peterson should be on the hot seat. Dude, I think they're gonna lose, and I'm not mad, by the way. I don't. It takes a lot to get me mad, Anthony. They're gonna lose, and then they're gonna fire Doug Peterson. Horrible team. Like, did you guys watch the game the other day?
Yes.
Against the Bills. Like, dude, they're like the worst team in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence looks like he's never played quarterback. I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be the next coming of Jesus Christ.
Everybody did. Everybody thought they were getting Andrew Luck. Everybody did. All right, so if you're the Jags, let's say you fire your coach after this week, would you trade Trevor Lawrence? I think you get a first-round pick for him. I think other teams think they could fix that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the worry is that you go, all right, one more year with Brian, and then Brian Thomas grows as a receiver, and then you get like another offensive guru to come in that goes, I can fix him. I'm guessing you do that, right? And then you make the Urban Meyer argument again.
You can't keep
Dude,
doing
the
that.
Jags are just
Yeah,
a
I
jinxed
agree.
organization. They're jinxed.
Yeah.
Remember Jack Del Rio took that big piece of wood and he stuck it in the middle of the locker room with an axe, and the punter put the axe right through his shin, right through his ankle. Remember that? He just picked up, swung it, missed
Where's
the wood,
HR?
and went right. What?
Where's HR? How do you
Yeah,
allow that to happen?
Where's HR? Urban Meyer kicking kickers in the face while they're stretching. I mean, it's a crazy organization, right? Doug Peterson wins the Super Bowl, can't do jack with this team except beat the Chargers, an embarrassing playoff loss. But overall, the Jags are a complete mess. Like, honestly, I would think about trading Trevor Lawrence for the Raiders' first pick of 2025.
Why would
Mac
the Raiders
Jones
do
has the
that?
same numbers Trevor Lawrence has.
Yeah,
He's a
why
backup.
would you do that? I don't think you should go that far yet.
You don't think the Jags should trade Trevor Lawrence? Have you seen Trevor Lawrence's numbers? They're pitiful.
No, I'm a Trevor Lawrence hater. I can't stand the guy. I think he sucks. But like, I don't know if you go that, wild yet. Also, why do we have a football team in Jacksonville?
Dude, I'm with you. All right. Here's I got another theory. I got another theory
That's
too.
a good idea.
I got another theory on this. All right. Look, nothing against people who are super religious. This is not a shot about your religion. Whatever gets you through. Josh already shaking his head. I bet you Josh knows where I'm going just because he knows how I think a little bit more. He knows how I think. He's grown up in my house. Is Trevor Lawrence started playing bad when he got married, right? Remember, he was one of those guys that held out because, of religion. Once Trevor Lawrence realized how good everything felt, I think that's where his focus is right now. He's like AC Green on the Lakers. When AC Green played his entire NBA career with nothing but his Bible and hid from all the women and never slept with anyone until he got married, like at 41 years old, you didn't see AC Green for like 15 years. Guess what? He was running around like Winnie the Pooh with just a shirt on and no pants. AC Green was exhausted. He was one of those guys getting cases of Gatorade delivered to his house. Trevor Lawrence, I guarantee, has an IV in his arm during the off season because he's busy going, this is awesome. Football's not so important anymore.
I do not. There's no way he waited. No way.
100%, I believe he waited. He played that religious card all the way to the top.
Brother, I would do the same thing. I would play the religious card, and I would still be throwing it down. There's just no chance.
So?
On screen, if I was in a spot on screen, I would be Jesus' son.
Sure.
As soon as that boy turned off,
Dude,
I would be an animal.
You'd be like, that was awesome. Guess what? I don't care if Brian Thomas develops as a wide receiver. I do not give a rat's ass. I make $50 million a year, and it feels great over there. That's what's going on. Like AC Green didn't even know where his pants were for 15 years. Trevor Lawrence, he can find his uniform.
This is why you subscribe.
I'm just saying, that's my theory. Okay. It's my theory.
If we have him on one day and if he becomes a
That's
Charger,
fine.
That's the first question I'm asking.
All right. Let me ask you a personal question right now, Mario.
Okay.
First time, were you like, that was the greatest thing of my life, and I'm going to try and do that as much as I can, every opportunity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I literally thought I discovered something incredible.
Case rested.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also
sorry.
I
got a lot of dumb theories. That's just one of them.
At the age I was.
I got a lot of dumb theories, but that's just one of them.
All right.
Sense.
Next game.
All right. Next game. Let's move on. What are we doing here? All right, so I assume, Mario, you got the Texans. All right. Next game. Yeah, Bears favored by 3. They are hosting the Rams. And again, I would bet this game. I'd bet the Rams in this one.
Yeah, I don't know why the Bears are favored by 3. They have the worst offensive line ever. And the Rams are hurt. I understand that. But if you can't protect your quarterback, you can't do anything. Caleb Williams is going to start to see ghosts. I got the Rams to cover.
Yeah, I don't know what people are thinking. I think people maybe are getting like deja vu of when the Rams like red hot in 18 and they went to Chicago and like McVay just got torn apart by Vic Fangio. But that's not happening here. I like the Rams to cover in this game.
All right. Next up, 49ers favored by a lot, 10.5 at home against the Patriots. I'll go first in this one too. I would bet the over on this one. I take the 49ers.
I'll go 49ers. Last time I bet on the Patriots, they slapped me in the face. I got 49ers as well.
Debo's practicing today. I'm pretty sure if I read that report right.
Okay.
Dude, him and Kittle live on the IL. It's annoying. Always
Live on,
hurt.
dude. Also, the book that's coming out about McVay, I'm not McVay. Well, it's about McVay too, but mostly Shanahan. I can't wait to read. I got Pats 10.5.
You taking Pats, huh?
Yeah.
49ers coming back at home after that embarrassing loss to the Rams. You going Pats? Okay.
10's a lot of points.
It is. It is. All right. Next up, you have the Cardinals. They're at home. They're favored by 5.5 over the Commanders. It's a tough game actually to pick.
Wait, you have 5.5?
I have 5.5.
Okay. Wow.
I'll check it again. What do you have?
I have 3.5.
I have okay. You know what? I have 3.5 now too.
3.5.
I literally looked at it before the show, and now it's 3.5. Okay, still a tough game to pick.
Cardinals. I think when a team has a big win like the Commanders, they usually fall off the next week if they're not like a consistently good team.
Yeah,
I love Jaden Daniels. The last time he was in Arizona, you know what happened? He got booed out of the locker room by his own teammates.
That's true.
So I like the Cardinals to cover.
That's true. What do you got, Mario?
This is really hard. This is really, really hard. I mean, Kyler Murray's going to throw all over that Commanders defense, I think. I guess Commanders.
Okay. All right, I got cards on that side. Here you have the Raiders favored by 2 over the Browns. Raiders are at home. 2 disappointing teams.
This is a terrible game.
Horrible. Worst game of the weekend. I'm going Browns to cover.
Give me Raiders.
Going Raiders. I'm gonna go Browns on this one. I have no idea. I would stay away from this one. Just looking at my record, I should stay away from all the games. Game of the week right here. If you didn't have a favorite team, it's the Ravens taking on the Bills. Ravens are at home. Ravens are favored by 2.5. This is the Sunday night game.
How are you going to pick against the Bills? Like the Ravens have not looked good. They rode Derrick Henry to a win, and the Bills look like the best team in the league. I'm going Bills, 100%.
I'm going Bills, and I'm also looking forward to live bet this game when the Ravens go up and it's the fourth quarter. I'm going to smack the Buffalo Bills because there's no one that does it better than the Ravens at losing in the fourth.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going Bills as well in this one. All right, worst Monday Night Football game of all time. It's the Dolphins taking on the Titans. Now, I've picked the Titans every week. This, to me, makes complete sense that this is definitely a win for the Titans because the Dolphins are lost. As much as I wanted to just go, I'm going to change it and go Dolphins. I got to go Titans. I got to go Titans in this one.
Yeah, I'm going Titans as well, which is crazy. But, yeah, both teams suck so bad.
Toilet bowl. A game I wouldn't touch this at all. Titans should win it. Key word on should.
Should. The other Monday night game, you have the Lions favored by 3.5. Seahawks are the team they're facing. Lions are at home. I feel like the Lions play a million home games, by the way. Lions at home. Lions are favored by 3.5. This is a tough one. I'll go first. I'm going to go Seahawks in this one.
I'm going to go Seahawks too. Lions haven't looked good all year. Seahawks have looked pretty damn good. Geno Smith looks really good. I'll go Seattle to cover.
I'm going to go Seattle to cover as well.
Okay. There you go. All right, here we go. Last game of the weekend. Now, here's the deal. At the same time, we want to get your predictions as well. If you're, obviously going to watch this on YouTube, if you aren't watching the show live, we want to get what your predictions are. Always curious to know who's right on it. But it's the Chargers taking on the Chiefs. We thought this game would look a lot different when the season started, because we thought everyone's going to be healthy. Obviously, not the case for us. Kansas City favored by 7 in this. Chiefs open up at 7.5. By the way. It has gone down. So some people are throwing money on the Chargers. Which one of you guys want to go first?
All right. So we're going to assume Justin Herbert's playing.
Yes.
Cover. They cover. If he doesn't play, I don't think the Chargers are even close at all. So cover Justin Herbert plays. If he doesn't play, might get blown out, unfortunately.
Picks the click? Like your guys to watch out for and everything?
Oh, Scott Madlock and Will Disley. Lots of good blocking out there. No, I'll pick the click. I think I'm gonna go with Lad a lot this year because I think Lad's just gonna be the desperation guy that gets open. And then for defense, I'm gonna go Denzel Perryman.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
All right, I'm gonna go Chargers. By the way, Mario too. Just to give you a heads up. But I'm gonna go Chargers. A cover. I say the Chiefs win this game though, 23-17.
23-17. Okay.
Damn, I forgot to do that.
Yeah. What's your score?
I'm gonna go 27. Hold on.
Be a push.
I'm gonna go 20-23. Damn it. We'll go 23-17 Chiefs. Is that what Dave just said?
Yeah. That puts on the over, by the way. I thought you said 39 was too high.
Oh my god, I'm such a hypocrite.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. All right, fine. I'm gonna go 17. I'm gonna go 17-13 Chiefs.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry.
That's what I had. 17-13. Damn it. All right. I do think the Chargers.
You have the Chargers covering then. You Chargers
I
covering?
have the Chargers covering. I have the Chargers covering the 7. I think that's a 7 with Herbert playing. If Herbert doesn't play, I think it's going to go to 8 or 8.5. And even then, guys, I actually still think the Chargers cover. I think this is a classic hardball mucks it up game, and he's gonna keep the guys in the ballpark. I think that's just what's gonna happen. My picks to click. I think O-line, all of them. Those guys gotta play well. They have to have the game out of their minds in order for them to even come close to winning this game. So all the O-line, all those boys, hit the China buffet before. I don't care, or after. Hit the buffets. Get beefed up. Get the carbs in. All right. Carbs give you energy. Defensively, Gilman.
I like
Gilman, I gotta watch.
Nice.
I'm going defensively, I'm going Tony Jefferson. Offensively, I'm going Quentin Johnson. How's that?
Nice.
Good.
I like it.
I love how you go. How's that?
Because it sounds the most ridiculous thing I've ever said on the show. Like, it just sounds insane. Like, did that guy just say Quentin Johnson? Yeah.
And Tony Jefferson. The guy that hasn't played all year.
But I saw him against the Cowboys in that preseason game, and he was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was. That's true. All right, we have some star chats I want to get to. John G says, saw a video earlier. Who knew J.K. Dobbins was Dominican? I actually knew that.
Did you?
Unfortunately, I knew that stupid piece of, I know so many dumb things about athletes that I'm like actually ashamed to say them out loud. But I actually knew that J.K. Dobbins was Dominican.
I had no idea. Is he the only Dominican NFL player?
Oh, man.
I don't think so, actually. I think there's a couple.
Really?
I know Carl Anthony Towns is Dominican.
Really?
Yeah. See, I know stupid things.
I thought he was Canadian.
Carl Anthony Towns played for the Dominican team once in the Olympics, I believe.
Let's see.
John, by the way, says I'm right. That's why Philip Rivers got married so young. Damn right, John. Hell yeah. I, Demetrius, appreciate the kind of words, by the way.
Yeah, that's all I got for Dominican. Sorry.
All right, thanks, Mario. All right, next up is LS499. It says, "Have you got? Don't be afraid to put these on the screen, Mario. Have you guys decided on what Chargers game you're going to? I'm traveling from Delaware to see the Har Bowl in Week 12. We really need to decide what we're going to do. It's easy for me and Dave because we'll be in Southern California, so we could go. Mario, I don't know what his situation is. So what are you going to do, Mario?
All right. Here's the thing.
Can we lock it down by Tuesday at least? Can we like
Ooh,
seriously,
you got
to give her a chance. I mean, airfare and everything, she's going to get screwed over.
Yeah. Give me till Tuesday. I gotta.
She's going no matter what. She said.
Yeah.
Oh, no matter what.
Yeah. LS is one of our favorite people. Dave and I.
Hold on a second. She's going no matter what. If we're going, or is she going to a Charger game no matter what?
No, she's going to the Har Bowl, regardless.
Oh, is she?
Whether we're there or not.
Oh, okay. I was saying otherwise, buy a forced ticket. She's right with us. Where the hell is our goddamn schedule? Losing my mind right now.
I know the other one is the Bengals and the Chargers on November 17th. It's pretty good.
Aren't you?
Those are just going to be.
I'll be in Mexico, but I'm coming back to the States.
Yeah, I'll be. All right, so here's the thing: the 17th through literally the December 1st, I'm in 3 different states. I'm pretty sure.
Wait,
Oh my
what?
god, I have to book flights. Yeah, because I have a wedding. I have to go home. Right? Yeah, wedding, home, and then I have to be back here. Yeah, that's right. Because the wedding is December 6th. Or is it the 7th? There's a wedding. I don't know. I'm the best man for it. I should probably know
Oh
it.
God, dang it.
There's a wedding. Yeah,
Hope your
I gotta
friend
make
doesn't
that
listen to
speech
the
game
show.
too. He does. He does every once in a while. He pops in and back out. I think it's the 7th. I don't know. I should check his website. Shoot.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll let
all
you know
right.
on the next show.
Yeah, on Tuesday we at least gotta lock it
Yeah,
down.
we'll lock it down. AK says
Yeah.
Uncle Dave is nuts. Lawrence will not get traded. We'll see.
Okay.
AK.
I don't
think
know.
you have
I
any
mean, I'm
inside
not-
information.
Yeah, I'm not saying what I'm saying is, would you trade him? Is what I'm saying. I think you can make a pretty good argument on why you do trade him. I mean, honestly, look at Mac Jones' numbers and look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers. They're the same. Look at Daniel Jones' numbers and look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers. They're the same.
Mhm.
You're paying one guy over $50 million. Like, you aren't winning with them. You're embarrassing yourself as an organization with them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, good God. And if you could almost find someone to take them off your hands and start brand new, the Jags might be in the best situation to do that. Every coach is going to think they can fix Trevor Lawrence. I'm just saying the only reason I threw the Raiders out there was because it's the kind of thing the Raiders would do.
Yeah.
Great attempt at spelling that. AK.
Yeah. Gee. AK. What the hell?
It's all right. I've been throwing super
LS.
chats like a madman. I'm fine with it.
AK, honestly, like financial advice here, like maybe you should limit these super chats a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
we like honestly. LS 199 says I got tickets for VIP section 219 balled out.
Oh,
Dude, those are expensive tickets, actually. Really expensive.
for you.
Usually. Yeah.
Josh and I
LS.
met a girl about 2 months ago, right, in Colorado on an airplane, Josh. And she has a box to everything at SoFi. So she does not pay attention to any of the games. She just goes to Super Bowls just to watch the halftime show, and basically that's all she cares about. She's not a sports fan. Just she has a family member has a lot of money. That was
heard
crazy,
that.
huh? That was a
Yeah.
crazy conversation.
Dude, I've never
And-
met. But have you ever met anybody so rich that you can't even comprehend what they're saying? It was this girl
Yeah.
playing Mario. It was insane the things that she would do.
Yeah, she
Was
was
it-
going to the Olympics. She's going. I'm going to Paris for the Olympics. She had no idea anything about the Olympics.
Was it one of those rich too, where like they just don't get it? Like they don't get how like that's like out of the ordinary.
No, she was cool. Like she was actually really cool. But she would say crazy things like, "Oh yeah, I get all the season tickets for any event at SoFi, but I don't go. I just go sometimes. Maybe I give it to my friends. Maybe I just don't give it to anybody." I'm like, "All right,
Wow,
that's awesome."
I would have pulled out a ring. Said, "Marry me
I
right
thought you
now."
were just going to stop before ring.
Nope. All right. LS, let us know if you have any friends that like guys with curly hair too.
There you go. All right, we're gonna figure that out though. Honestly, on Tuesday we'll give you an idea. Anyone that wants to go to the game and hopefully we'd love to meet as many people as we can. That's for sure. It would be awesome to do it. But Mario, we need your help so these people can,
Yeah.
if they're coming from out of town or they want to buy tickets ahead of time, to go ahead and do it.
Paint my face. If we go, I want somebody. Can somebody paint my face in the chat? I want somebody to paint my face.
You don't want to paint your face, no one will recognize you.
I'll be with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I gotta say this. It was so nice to go to Dodger Stadium yesterday and not have people yell "F you" at me the entire time. Like, I can't tell you how great it was to just get up out of my seat and go get a hot dog or go to the restroom and not people as I'm walking out up the aisle of people just yelling "F you" or "Eat S." I get that all the time in San Diego. I really enjoyed myself yesterday. It was a pleasure. I felt at home.
Because you guys won.
Yeah.
won.
Padre fans, you guys lost your fastball. Come on now.
Hey, should I tell the should I want to mention this also, but as I asked Josh, is it clear to tell the story the first time we took Jake to a Dodger game?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So here's the deal. Today's my youngest son, Josh's younger brother's birthday, and he passed away a few years ago. If you followed the show, It's if you see behind me, you see the JP 25, JP, even though Josh's initials are JP. It's really for Jake Palais. So Jake passed away a few years ago. Today's his birthday. Honestly, it's a tough day for our entire family. Believe it or not, it shocked me when the first one came around, but his birthday, Father's Day are my two toughest days of the year. But he's a Dodger fan. Josh is a Padre fan. And so Jake always would ask, hey, will you take me up to Dodger Stadium for my birthday? Somewhere around his birthday, we'd always go. And so we take him to his very first game. And I think Jake is like 9 years old that day, Josh. And we run down into the stadium. He's all excited. He runs down the aisle, and behind me is my wife and Josh. And he sees Matt Holliday of the Rockies. And he goes, Matt, throw me a ball. It's my first game. And my wife goes shooting down the stairs. And, dude, she cracks him, dude, hits him. I've never seen it hit him ever, but she smacks him. And we're all like, what the hell? Josh, Jake, me, we're all, what did she just do that for? She thought he said, Matt, throw me a ball. My dad is gay. Like, no, it's not what he said at all. This is my first game. And she's like, what the hell? So I told someone the story yesterday. They go, wait a second. Was your wife defending you because she said told everyone at Dodger Stadium you're gay, or was she defending homophobes? What was she defending? And I said, I think she didn't want her son to be a kid that didn't know how to behave. But anyway, that was the first time ever at Dodger Stadium. So again, I appreciate you guys letting us do this show today. It was a great hour for me to be here looking at my son, looking at our, obviously, a new family member, as we always say, Mario's family to us. Changed the day for me. It was a good day. At the same time, I'll mention this. We have a nonprofit out there. It's called Jake's Projects. It's obviously named after Jake, and money raised for jakesprojects.org. You could check it out, jakesprojects.org. Money raised goes to helping kids play sports that normally couldn't afford to play. So we all love sports. I'm sure the people in the chat love sports, but at the same time, if you're looking to help out, do a good thing. And look, it doesn't matter if you're male, female, we help out everybody. Just all you have to do is you go on there and you apply to say, this is what I need help with. And we do our best to help you. If you're one of those people doesn't have a child or in a better financial situation, you could donate money as well to help out other kids. But again, the idea is to create great childhood memories. And that's what we try and do through jakesprojects.org. So I appreciate you guys letting me say that and enjoying the day. If you're watching on YouTube, you don't watch the show live, please leave comments. Predict the score. We're always curious to know if anybody ever gets the score right. But I want to thank you. Please subscribe, like the show. We have a great time doing it as well. If you guys don't have anything, I'll just wrap it up. Are we all good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. We're good. So for Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you on Sunday right after the game. Will be awesome. All right. Thank you so much for following the Bolt Crew podcast.